Hey guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Here we are. It's Monday, April 10th, 2017. We have gold currently trading at $1,257.30. Silver's trading at $18.07. And let's get right into some of the economic factors that will be playing a part into the price of precious metals. Janet Yellen of the Federal Reserve, she went and she gave a speech today, and she said some pretty insane things. It kind of leads you to believe, do these people even know what they're talking about? She made several statements like the creation of money does not cause inflation without the economy. She made other statements discussing how great the economy is doing right now. And the GDP forecast for quarter one is now downgraded to 0.6. And she says, I'm just surprised why the GDP is not doing better with the increase in the unemployment. It's almost at some of the lowest levels in history. In fact, this is the worst, what they call expansion. That's what she's talking about. We're in the middle of an expansion and things are going great and they're meeting all of their economic goals. And this is one of the worst economic expansions in 40 years. In fact, what we've seen is the fact that Barack Obama is the first president in the history of the United States that has not seen a United States GDP above 3%. So when they begin, and all this, they begin raising interest rates. So just think about that for one moment. As we see that bankruptcies are on the rise, and they're talking about how lending is looking good, and we see that it's fallen off a cliff now, that we are in the danger zone. The fact is that with all of these bankruptcies on the rise, nobody really has credit left, I suppose, to keep this whole charade going. Maybe that's why they're having the credit rating agencies go and redesign, reconfigure everyone's credit scores, because they're pretty much done. This continual expansion of the economy is necessary to keep this thing afloat. It's just the system that they use. It is necessary to keep an inflation rate at 2%. This is why she says that we can't have an inflation rate below, an inflation rate above. It was amazing. She made the statements. We just don't know right now the effects of quantitative easing and what kind of effects they could have had on the economy. She said maybe they could have stopped the inflation rate from going lower than what it was. And in all reality, without increasing wages, inflation is a very dangerous thing. What we have is stagnation. People unable to afford housing anymore. People unable to afford cars anymore. And so these prices, they can't be propped up. It can't be artificial. And on top of that, they begin to print money, and she's just lost. I don't even know what the effects are of quantitative easing, she says. It's just amazing, some of these people. It's just like the world is collapsing around us at this point anymore. We got people running the Federal Reserve, the most powerful system. And you know what? The truth is, she really can't be that naive. She really can't be that disconnected from reality, despite the fact that most of our population is at this point. And they still believe some of the news and the reports, and they still hang on some of the words of these politicians. What we're really seeing is the fact that they really, there's no way she doesn't have a concept of what money is. The creation and what they're printing is not money. What they're printing is currency. It's not money. Money is silver and gold. And they know that. They're very aware of that. That's why they focus so much on the silver and the gold price. So what we're seeing is just tremendous uncertainty coming out. The GDP has just been downgraded to 0.6%. We are watching the economic collapse in progress. It's amazing some of the people that stop by and they say this is never going to happen. This is never going to happen. And you're mistaken an economic collapse for a stock market sell-off around 50%. But the reality is we have never recovered from the last sell-off, despite all the money printing. Despite all of the Federal Reserve going in and buying up the stock market, and then you go and put your money back in like that's safe territory. They pretty much just laid a bed of leaves over the giant pit that was created and said, it's fine, everybody, nothing to see here, and you're just walking right over it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Some of the problem comes in where you think that there was a recovery, that there is a recovery, that things are somehow better. This is the same country, and it's been going on so long. This is the longest, what they call expansion in history, and the slowest expansion in history. It's been going on so long that there's been a generation that has been raised up believing that this is the new normal, that they don't remember a prosperous America. In fact, they think that things are pretty good now. As long as they have their iPhones, as long as they have their smart TVs or the tablets, they don't even know what's going on around them. And then when they want to turn to whatever news or find out what's going on in the world, they watch a little 6-minute Saturday Night Live skit making fun of the President of the United States, and that's somehow how they form their political opinions. Things are so damaged at this point. And the fact is, we've never had a recovery. Things have never gotten better. And people confuse a stock market crash with economic collapse. But when you look at a GDP in the United States of America at 0.6% quarter one, 0.6%, the economy is not even moving. It's flatlined. It is on life support. And then at the same time, you have a Federal Reserve beginning to relieve quantitative easing, beginning to raise interest rates. We have a GDP at 0.6. It could go lower. They are literally tearing this economy apart. You have retailers closing their stores all around you. Companies going out of business. People filing for bankruptcy. Our currency buys nothing. Inflation rises. Price of gas rising while the price of a barrel of oil has gone down. Think about what is happening right now. We're already there. We're already there. The damage is done. There has been no recovery. It has all been a lie. It's all been a lie. And it's war always to cover up the lie, cover up the economy. The fact that there is no growth, that we're not going to see these tax cuts. The fact that and people get comfortable. They stop preparing. They stop taking care of themselves. And we even see the gun sales they dropped. And it's really as if we're naive to what America used to be. But some of my listeners, I know some of my listeners, they remember a different America. They remember a prosperous America. They remember when money meant something. When money meant something. They might not be old enough whenever money actually was silver and gold, but they remember when the dollar meant something. And it doesn't seem like your paychecks last very long anymore because all of our purchases are becoming that. You go to the grocery store, now what you used to get your groceries for $60. Now you're paying $200-$300 just to make it a few weeks. And it's still not enough. We have watched the complete debasing of our currency, the collapse of our economy. No recovery. While these people, they go and give their little press conferences, spouting off information as if they're purposely just trying to degrade the minds of our young people at these colleges. Like they even understand monetary policy, creation of more currency, increasing the M2 money supply does not cause inflation without the economy. That's madness. That's madness. Of course, creating more money is an issue. Creating more money is an issue. If they had not had this money pulled off of the sidelines and the excess reserves, we would already be Zimbabwe. We would already be Zimbabwe. That's why they need to raise interest rates. This money has been moving its way back into circulation. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous the amount of money they have printed. There's never been a higher percentage of money printed in the United States before. We're damaged. And they're damaging the minds of our young people. And at the same time, they're beating the war drums. Just madness because did we vote for this? Did we want this? And so many are unprepared. They were so caught up in the energy, the excitement, that maybe we'll see something different. Maybe we'll fix some of this economic problems that are going on. She touts the unemployment number. And maybe you should point to the fact of 305 electoral votes. Maybe you should point to the fact of a landslide victory from a man who campaigned about fixing this economy. So really, what is the real unemployment number? These numbers are a joke anymore. The data released from the Federal Reserve is a joke. It's a lie. It's just to make everybody calm, keep everybody calm, just to make sure that they can keep their Federal Reserve note dollars afloat because they know the weakness that has already been created. All the countries around the world, they're abandoning the dollar. They're buying gold. And our citizens here, we're just naive, thinking everything is... They keep saying things will get better, but there's half of the population that think things are great right now. And really, the time to prepare is now. You really can't set in at a better price. Despite the fact that the prices are rising, you really don't have this opportunity again. You're watching a supernova of this economy. And people have been warning about it for years. And people laugh. They come by and they laugh. Everything's fine. Let me go and finish watching my favorite show. Everything's okay. And they don't realize how slowly more and more is being taken away from us. Slowly, more and more credit card debt. We used to own things. Now we lend. Now we borrow. More and more things are being taken away from us. And before you know it, there's not enough money to pay for all the bills. And the bankruptcies come. And it's just robbery that is taking place right now in this country. And it's horrendous. Which is why, knowing these things, it's time to prepare and to protect our families. To do something now that we can be ready, because it will come. It has come. It never has recovered. It's an illusion. The Federal Reserve's hands are all over the stock market right now. It's absolutely fictitious, this recovery and this boom. Hey guys, welcome to the Silver Report. First off, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for watching the Silver Report. Recently, the channel has come under fire for some content that was shared. We've received our notice to stop discussing certain subjects, or it could threaten the life of this channel, the existence of this channel. So due to some of the recent changes to YouTube's policy, it's making it harder for the Silver Report to be able to continue without your help. Without support, most of the real news media will disappear from YouTube forever, and we will be left with only the government-sponsored news. If you believe in this show, we could use your help to keep bringing you the Silver Report. Now, the changes include: you cannot no longer discuss subjects of political nature, political conflict. You can no longer discuss issues related to war. Now, for example, the other day, the gold and silver price, it was buoyed by missiles being fired in Syria. You can no longer discuss current events. And due to the nature of this channel, that's pretty much the bulk of what we discuss, is what's going on in the world. And now, discussing these topics, it threatens the life of this channel and real news media everywhere. We see the role that alternative media played in the election, and the elite also see that. And what we're being left with is only Fox News, ABC, NBC. These will be the only news reporters allowed to operate, unless we have your help. So we have created a Patreon. Here is the address up here. I'm also going to leave a link in the description. If you guys believe in this show, I ask that you would contribute even $1 a month. Alright, thank you guys for joining me here on the Silver Report. As always, stay safe.